Hey guys, welcome to HKC 217 podcast powered by All Seasons Energy. This episode is sponsored by RD Racing, who've been helping us out with some rider coaching and some mechanical support for the last 3 rounds of the BMB. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 3rd round of the British Mini Bikes Championship and also the RD Racing teammate, Zach Weston, who's been racing at Snetterton, which we went to visit, which was good, going to Bemsee and see what happens behind the scenes there. And we're also going to be covering the French MotoGP Grand Prix and our Fantasy League, which is...
Grand Prix.
Same thing. People say different things. And also is MotoGP Fantasy League.
As we roll in, and we'll go straight into the British Mini Bike Championship.
Yeah.
They're a bumper episode, this one. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. We did get a little bit behind. So we're going to go into the race report and what happened up at sunny Rowrah.
Yeah.
So, decent weather. We got up there. It was raining and not raining on the first day. Had a nip into Whitehaven, which was pretty cool. A nip to see, walked along the cliff looking for the Isle of Man.
Yeah, we walked right along the cliff. We seen this massive tower. You said it were a really old lighthouse that they used to light a big flame.
I'm not sure what it was actually. We do need to actually look into what it was.
But yeah, big tower, and then walk right along the cliff, and we got my binocular out to try and see if we could see Isle of Man, and then we realised we didn't even need the binocular; we could just see it with his eyes. Yeah,
we were looking for it for quite a while. We walked up a little bit, and I think there might have been a bit of sea mist, maybe.
Yeah.
But eventually, it was like the clouds parted, and we realised, wow, it's there. Oh wow, we can actually see it with the naked eye, which were pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it was really nice in Whitehaven. We stopped. Is it Whitehaven? Yeah. We stopped in the harbour area. Had a nice lunch there at a little bar, like a bar restaurant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Weather-wise, all week we were looking at it. It was going to be hit and miss, and then kind of improved a little bit towards as the weekend went on. Certainly got warm that day. Nearly got caught in a massive storm or rainstorm. Coming back to the car, so we had to sprint back to the car. Went back to the track. We were one of the first people that got to the track on that day. We got back to the track, and a lot of people were there then.
Yeah.
And we set up partially. Steve rocked up. We will go into the practice day. Weather was fantastic. You were pushing your lap times and tweaking with your setup on the 110 and 160. Really looking forward to the races. With nice weather, wasn't it?
Yeah, nice weather, yeah. Nice weather.
Had a really good day there. Plenty of track time. Really, really good. So we'll head it into qualifying, and we'll combine the qualifying on the 110 and the 160. Was looking forward to qualification. The weather again was fantastic, and you qualified in pole position on the 110 and P3 on the 160, which was in the open class, and that was the highest ever grid start for the 160 class. So positive starts to the weekend. Really, really good.
Yeah, really good. I didn't think I was gonna get that high in the 160, but it were really positive. I got 3rd in the 160s. So
we'll move into the 110 races, and we'll combine all the 110 races together. So race 1, unfortunately on the sighting lap, round to the grid, your engine stalled. I tried to restart the bike several times. The marshal also tried a couple of times, maybe once or twice, was it?
Yeah.
And then he was told on the radio, which you heard, that you had to clear the track, so you had to jump over the barrier and go and sit in the little sad sack shed. I just got up there as Hudson were crossing the barrier, so I went and joined him in the sad sack shed, and we watched the race from the shed, which was something that we've never had to do before.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward silence in that shed. But yeah, got over to the bike, and unfortunately it started straight back up, so bit of a bummer. We did understand it, why they have to clear track, and they wouldn't persist in restarting it, but it is what it is. These things happen. Hudson really took it really well after the initial guttingness, the frustration of what had happened, but I mean we've seen other people have to do that before.
Yeah.
We've seen other people crash on the sighting lap.
That's even worse. We've seen other people's throttle cables come off.
Yeah, Lucas' throttle cable broke in a race, and he's had to sit and watch a race during race. That's pretty bad. Not something that you've ever actually done before, that. So that was race 1, and then we'll go on to race 2. As you had lodged a lap time in race 1, you had to start from the back of the grid. You had a fantastic chat with Harley McCabe and Steve as well, yeah, weren't it? Well, you put together kind of a plan for the race, or for the start. With this plan in mind, you took to the grid, ready for the race. You got a fantastic start, taking 4 riders before the first corner, and then you made a move on P2 at the hairpin, which then set you to close down Parker in P1. Staying with Parker until the end of lap 8, you were like right on his tail.
Yeah.
Right until the end of lap 8, you made your move on the final corner of the track to get into first position and held on to the lead for like four laps, I think it was.
Yeah, I managed to pull quite a good gap on him. How you were on pitboard? How big was the gap?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to pull up that stat, but yeah, it were a great races. If you look over on Hudson's YouTube channel, we've got the footage of the lap 1 of the race, which is pretty epic actually. It's really, really good. Parker's dad just actually asked me to send him that video of the opening lap, which I've sent him, and he's put it on his Instagram as well. So you'll see that. I mean, it's fantastic racing there. Hudson following Parker for a good 8 laps, isn't it? Looks really good.
Yeah, really
we never
good.
actually had the GoPro up on there on the front of the on the front of the bike near the radiator. I think it is.
Yeah, right in the front.
Smooth as butter, really high quality.
Yeah, super good.
Quite amazing.
Really good footage. Yeah.
Really good footage. So
go check that out on my Instagram.
On your Instagram, it's on your YouTube channel. Straight into race 3, back on pole position from getting a lap in lap 2. I think in lap 2, I think you did actually do your fastest lap over the weekend. We can check that. Starting from pole position, started well, led the whole race. Unfortunately, Parker came off. We're a little bit behind you. I think you're on like 4 seconds behind now. Maybe even not that. Maybe 2 seconds behind you, 1.5 seconds behind you. Parker come off. They tried to rejoin him into the race, and I think his foot peg was loose. And his foot peg come off, so he did a lap and then he had to retire, which were really unfortunate. So again, you're watching another rider go through the heartache of kind of what happened with Hudson a little bit. So a great couple of wins under your belt after a disappointing start to the 110 weekend. So we'll go into the 160 race 1. P3 started the race. We put a new tyre on the back of the O'Valley 160. It felt like you didn't have the confidence in the rear of the bike a little bit, and it eventually comes to you like 2 or 3 laps in. You had Daniel bang behind you, pushing you to try and pinch third place off you, basically.
Yeah.
And it was, you come third in class, second in class was Parker, first in class was Arne, who was flying all weekend, and that was your first O'Valley 160 Cup win. Going into race 2, P3 from the grid, was confident with the bike. I felt I had the pace to push on with the leaders. Arnie stormed off and thought otherwise. So I had to battle with Parker, which I felt I had the pace to test him. But this time I was faced with engine problems, so I had to drop the pace a little and ease the bike home for another third in class, first in the O'Valley 160 Cup. And race 3, this time it was intermittent raining. I think it did actually rain through the race. We opted for wets. It was the right choice because it did rain pretty bad, and then it stopped for the rest of the race, didn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't feel I needed to push. I was happy with 4th in class. Daniel come and took you for 3rd. I mean, like Daniel, Parker and Arnie were like trapping on quite a significant amount more than you, really, but it were a bit dicey conditions. And you were happy like taking it home in 4th, and that also got you another first in the O'Valley 160 Cup. So a fantastic round, despite being disappointed with the 110 race at the start of the meeting. Happy with the results, and a great time too, with great weather, progression being made in the 160.
Yeah.
Really good round, that. Really enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it, yeah. Good weather.
I was asking you actually, like, do you actually enjoy that track? And you said to me, no.
Well,
is there parts of that track? Do you want to describe on what your thoughts are? From us, from an outside, it looks an amazing track.
It is a good track. It's really nice. Like,
is it smooth?
It's really smooth. Yeah, there's no bumps or anything. I think the only bump is at the corner at the end of the back straight on the exit, there's a switching tarmac, and you just come over that, you just get a little bobble. But compared to other tracks, that's like one of the most smoothest tracks. So yeah, it's a really good
Is
track.
it a testing track physically? With that heavy braking on them 2 hairpins?
Heavy braking coming into there, yeah, it definitely is physical, like on your arms and stuff.
Arm pump?
No, not arm.
11-year-old?
No. I never said arm pump. I never said arm or pump. Well, I said arm, but I didn't say pump.
Yeah, I was just interested. I asked you that other day, didn't I? And I just wanted you to iterate on that, because from the outside, it's probably the best looking visual track in the British mini bikes.
It looks massive. Like when you're at the side of the track, it looks massive. But when you're on the track, it's like quite tight.
Is it a narrow track? Difficult to pass on?
Yeah, difficult to pass on.
2 or 3 places?
2 or 3 places. Obviously, hairpin, breaking into there. If you're brave enough, you can get them into there. Or where I was talking about earlier with the bump coming down there.
That's a brave bit.
Well, no, not coming on the exit. If you get right behind him on down the hill.
On the flowy bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then you brake into the right-hander. You can get him down there as well. But it's medium range for overtaking, but overall it's a really good track.
Right, good weekend then.
Yeah, really good.
Big shout out to Steve, who coming out to that from RD Racing again. We couldn't have really done it without him, I think, this weekend.
Yeah.
Good, massive shout out to Zach, Luca, getting back in his levels again. That was fantastic to see. Harley come up to see, not us, he was just up there and he hung about with, like, round our bit. We're across from Mike, which were cool as well with Arnie. We're across from Tyler. So a massive shout out to Mike and a massive shout out to Alan as well. A little bit of help over. Never goes astray, does it? Listening to some of these other riders and riders' parents and whatever not. So yeah,
good tips.
And good laugh as well. Mainly, that's the most important thing. We had a good crack that weekend.
It were fun, yeah.
I mean, like, the boys had like Xboxes out. Luca and Zach brought both of the Xboxes, so there was like
full gaming setup.
Our owning was like MotoGP on the TV, multiple Xboxes set up on screens outside. You know, like Gadget Central. Yeah. Just the way I like it. So we will move over to the BMB results, and we'll briefly touch through these as quick as we can. So overall results, even though they don't give overall points, overall podiums anymore. Overall trophies anymore.
Yeah.
But you can get a rough idea on where everybody's come over the round. So first up is the Mini JSM 140. So in first position it's Caden Herring. In second position it's
Max Robinson.
And in third position is Ella Mosgrove. So I believe that she is. I'm sure she come over with Mike's.
Yeah, I can't be sure for that because I don't know her name. But going.
Well, she was riding because she definitely had leathers on.
Yeah, she had her leathers on because
so
we didn't notice her leathers, did we?
So congratulations to those 3 riders there. Yeah. In the next one, we'll go to the Mini GP 17-inch and JSM 140. So unfortunately, there's not an overall results for this one. So we will quickly nip into this one. So Callum Atherton, I know that he were on a 125, a senior 125 rider. He come in first position. Lakin Payne come in second position, and Billy Carter come in third position in the sprint race 1. There's a mixture of JSM 140s, so there will be different ones on there. I know that Billy, that's his first win on a JSM 140 as well, I think.
Yeah,
so
first podium.
He actually got a win there.
Yeah, because we did separate.
In race 2, it was Callum Atherton again. He's on the Freetech 125 senior. Lakin Payne, he's on a Freetech 125 junior bike, and Billy Carter come in third position overall. So Billy will have actually got a third place overall and the first place for JSM 140 probably on that one. And we'll go into race 3 on that one. It is Callum Atherton, who I believe is Lakin's sponsor, I think, or somebody who helps him out. In second position is Lakin Payne, and in third position is Billy Carter. So if you look at them lap times, they're like 55 seconds. Not a bad lap time, not on them Freetech bikes, is it?
Freetech, yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, that's all right.
Considering the disparity at Teesside.
Yeah, because
that is not a bad blinger, that is it?
I think because at Teesside I thought If I were to say, I would think the lap times would be worse compared to
T-side.
I thought the lap times would be worse here compared to my
speeding
bike.
Up and slowing down. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Because of the
I noticed that the other day.
hairpins and like speeding up and slowing down.
Obviously,
and acceleration
they can tonk a little bit. Maybe the slow pickup of the bikes at T-side. Obviously, it affects it more than what we thought. So a little bit of a shorter, more technical course seems to
work better.
Seems to work a little bit better. So we'll go into the. This is the mini bike 140. So overall, in first position is Michael Mead. In second position is Tommy Almond, and in third position is Stephen Humphries. So that's the mini GP 140. Mini bike 160 and vets, and we'll go to the overall for that one. I can separate this one out. So the overall for the mini bike 160 is Michael Mead, Paul Baxter in second position, and James Mostica, who we know who's like localist to us, in third position. And in the mini bike vets, it's Robert Mead and Dean Bednarik. They're the only two in the mini bike vets class. So that is the vets. So we'll go to the mini GP 110. So obviously we know some of these results here. So overall points, like I say, that they don't really count the overall anymore. But Leo come first in there, so he got 56 points. Hudson got 50 points, and Parker got 45 points for that. So with Parker's coming off in race 3 and you DNS in race 1, obviously that's kind of affected the table a little bit there. So
oh wow.
No, yeah, a bit of a strange one, that, isn't it?
Wow, so Leo's in first.
And we will go on to the Mini GP 160 overall. I don't think these are categorised either. So these are all the class. So in first position is Arnie Carr, in second position is Parker Cesare, and in third position overall is Hudson Cooper. So that is the Mini GP 140. I should have clicked on that twice. So let's go on to, where are we? That was the 160, sorry. Mini GP 90. That ended up being combined into the Super Mini class.
Mini GP 190.
So, you can actually see the different ones here. So, the Mini GP 190 in first position, Andy Thompson with 61 points. In second position, Tim Patterson with 56 points. And in third position, Tyler Humphries with 50 points, which is the first time that Tyler's rode a 190 there. I don't know if it's on here, but obviously he was. He didn't enter race 3, did he? Because it was raining.
Oh yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
He won race 1, won race 2, didn't enter race 3.
Yeah, Tyler did quite good on his boneless.
Well,
190.
he did better than quite good. So we'll go into the Super Mini. So I don't think we can class that one. Is that classed anyway? So Andrea Toledo, 155 points. Paul Baxter with 155 points. So that were a dead heat. Equal on points. Wow. And Lewis Smith in third position. So they would have rolled that back on positions probably overall between the three of them racers.
Yeah.
That's the Super Mini. And the final one is overall mini bike 140, 190. Is that a different class? Mini bike 190. So Aaron Sackder in first position, and Jacob Smith in second position. I don't know what class that is. Is that mini GP's mini bike 190? Is that
mini bike? So that's pit
bikes. Is that a pit bike 190 engine
with 190s in it? So
that covers the results of the British Mini Bikes Round at Rowrah. So we will go over to the. We're going to go to the MotoGP, yeah. So we'll go to the French MotoGP now. So I will move down over to the French MotoGP. So in the French MotoGP,
look at him here, all his stats.
All the stats, yeah. So in the French MotoGP, going to qualifying, there was a few decent riders in the Q1 of qualifying. So Luca Marini managed to get out of Q1. Augusto Fernandez got into Q2 for the first time. I think that is anyway on the KTM, the Gas KTM. Quartararo, he was stuck in there. Nakagame, so a few notable names that didn't get out of Q1. Quartararo, Nakagame, Mia, Morbidelli, Rins, Petrucci. So we will go into Q2. Bagnaia took pole, only by a fraction, 0.058 from Marc Marquez, who's come out of nowhere, come back from injury. Really good to see him back. Really pushing on a little bit, trying on this new Honda chassis. They've got like a new chassis for this Honda bike, this Calax. Obviously, it must have made a difference. And in third position, Luca Marini. So that is for qualifying. So we'll go into the sprint race results. So we'll go to the sprint, and over here, Pecco Bagnaia takes pole for the start of the sprint race. Martin pushes up into second on the opening lap. Martin is on Bagnaia and looking strong. Miller crashes out, and Marquez is up to third. Martin takes Bagnaia, and then as Pecco battles with Marquez, Binder comes in and steals third. So like a kind of like mugged them both off a little bit. Martin checks out in front, and Binder pulls away from the pack. Pecco and Mark battle it out for their podium places. Fabio crashes out in his own MotoGP, which is unfortunate. Marcus gets taken by Martin for fourth, and the winner is Martin. In second position is Brad Binder, who's been strong for like 2 races now.
Yeah. And
in third position is Bagnaia. So Martin had it in him this weekend a little bit. He just literally checked out of them in that sprint race. So that was really, really fantastic. Good to see. They didn't really obviously focus on Martin watching the race, because they ended up just watching Binder, Bagnaia, Marini and Marquez, because that little battle they were shifting around all the time. So that was a good race. And again, another example of where the sprint race seems like it's all of a sudden getting a little bit more interesting than watching the real race, which I don't think they wanted that effect, but that's what's happened. So going into the main race, which was interesting actually this round.
They should just make like both. They should have 2 races, and they should be sprint races.
No, that's not enough. Like, you can't do that.
Why? It'd make it more exciting.
So into the race 1, Pecco again from pole. This time Marquez stomps into the lead and takes him round on the first lap, followed by Miller. Miller takes the lead from Marquez, and he jumps back into first. A fantastic racing, and Marquez looks good on the new Calax chassis. Miller then gets into the lead and looks great, and behind them Vinales and Pecco are having a battle, and I think they have a little bit of a ding dong for a couple of laps, and then unfortunately Vinales crashes into Pecco crashes into Vinales. Anyway, it ended up with fisticuffs in the gravel, and then the Kisten made up on the scooter about 1 minute later. So I don't think there were no punishment sanctioned for that. Heated in the pit in the sand. I think that Pecco, Vinales thought it was Pecco's fault. Pecco probably said, well, there was a gap.
Yeah.
You watch it in slow motion, you can think, well, what's Pecco trying to do there? Who knows? He's going to be there, and then you could also turn your head to the side and look at Vinales and think, well, you knew that Pecco were going to come across there, and you put your bike there. Anyway, the Kisten made up in the paddock after getting off at scooter, which were quite funny, I thought, really. But yeah, it was good to actually see that. Alex Marquez crashes into Marini, and then they're scrambling on the track, a bit of a nightmare crash in the middle of the track, and a few bikes whizzing past. Alex Marquez and Marini managed to get away with it. Luckily, they're like looking up at the track, and not a lot of riders are coming, or they can see from far away. So it's very hairy moment. Bemsee touches Marquez, and as the stewards are deciding on what to do, I think it takes them 2 laps. Bemsee takes another rider in front, and then they put on Bezeki's dash that he's got to drop a place. But by the time that they said he has to drop a pace, Marquez weren't actually behind him, so they punished him for bumping Marquez, and Marquez should have technically got that place back. I think they made I think they put the wrong. it should have been the timed penalty, because if the penalty was for Marquez and to benefit Marquez, Marquez did not benefit from that whatsoever. He had to sit behind. Him, and he swapped positions. I forgot who it was with, and Marquez was still in the same position. He still lost a position. In fact, he lost 2 positions.
Yeah.
So that were a bit of a mess up. Martin then goes into second and takes Miller for the lead. Martin takes Miller, and Miller puts his hand up. It looks like he's got a problem with bike.
Yeah.
And he starts like dropping down order a little bit, getting to like 5th. And Marquez is now battling with Martin for second, and he eventually takes him. Miller crashes out. I don't know if that's been confirmed that there was a problem with the bike, but Miller crashes out, which is a couple of he's been strong there, and then something's gone wrong or he's crashed. Then Marquez crashes out. I don't know what position Marquez were in. I think he were in a podium position. So, and the race finishes, and
Has he hurt himself this time?
No.
No
Just crashing out, pushing. And both times he's crashed this week, and I think I showed you him crashing in practice. And like the press were like really grilling him, like, "Oh, what you're crashing again, and what you're crashing for? You know what happens, or whatever not." And I think he like said in Spanish, if I'm not pushing,
how do you expect me to? What did he say?
Yeah, I do expect me to I'd rather crash. And so he said that in qualifying or practice. I've got to push. I'm pushing because I'm trying to win the race and I'm trying to get better my lap times. And then after he crashed, he got grilled about that again, and he said he'd rather crash and not finish than not crash and come 8th or 10th, which just shows you how much he wants to win. Which is right in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's just saying, well, if you're in
what do you want me to do? I think he called out the press a little bit, like saying you're grilling me here for crashing, and like you'd also be grilling me if I come 8th.
Yeah.
You say, "Oh, you're still injured." So that was another interesting French MotoGP. So we watched that. We watched the sprint race, which was really good on that Saturday night. I put like a WhatsApp message out, and we all come and watch it round at our own, and like a group of
we had like a fleet coming over.
Fleet of people coming over to watch MotoGP, which were pretty cool. Then I had to turn it off on Saturday because we were all racing. Hudson were just due out roundabout when the MotoGP started, so we turned it off. No social media, and we watched it on Sunday night because we actually got back really early, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we will move on to where have I got to go? I've got to go to the fantasy results. So after we've talked about the fantasy. The MotoGP, we've got to the fantasy results. So in the fantasy results, I will say that again. I'm not going to edit that out. Vladar GP is on 765 points. You want to read some of these out?
So we got Rambo Racing in second place. He's flying the flag, doing really good.
716 points, 0.25. CR91's in third position.
Bob the Milk on 707 points.
So that's the Brixton MotoGP guy. We've tried to get him to change the name. In fifth position is Late Breakers from Canada. He's on 674, so a little bit off of the top, like 5 there. We can't read all them out because there is 53 members, but we will go down the list and highlight some people that are in there who we know. So we will go down, and in 16th place, in 14th position is Alana. So they're actually in order now.
Yeah.
So Alana's in 14th position. So we'll have a little quick look at her team. So she's got Jorge Martin, Marco Bezzecchi, Maverick Vinales, and Alex Marquez still. I don't think we could change it. We're asking, and I think we put in Bezzecchi for that one. She's turned into a bit of a Mooney fan. I think she had Marina, and now she's got Mooney.
She's got it from you. You're like all over.
I got it from Steve. So I'm in 16th position. So we'll go through a little bit more. So in 20th is...
so we've got Luca in 20th. And then right behind him, we got Steve, which is Luca's dad.
It says him twice there, I don't know why.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So Luca's
separated.
dad right
How
behind
many
him.
points separating them two?
4.5.
4 points.
4.5.
4.5.
In 23rd position is Mum, so she's doing well there. You're bang above Mum.
Bang below Mum.
Or bang below, yeah.
And then we got S20 Racing, which is my uncle, who come to watch us this weekend, which were good.
No, not this weekend.
Oh no, not this weekend. Sorry, but he's been coming to watch us on the rounds.
And is there any more that we can see on there? I don't think so. Mike Carr, 43rd. Sprocket Racing. I can't see any more. Where's Chloe Jones in 38th position? Jack Newton's mum in 50th position. And unbelievably, he seems that he's joined both fantasy leagues and done exactly this. Let's have a look at his team. Is it Jack Newton's in 53rd position? So he's got Vinales, Espargaro, Nakagami and Fernandez. It's not even a bad team.
We said this last time.
It's not even a bad team, is it?
Look at his constructors that he's got.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about having Repsol under there, but that's not bad.
It's better than having what I've got. I've got Gas.
Yeah, I bet Gas have got more points than Honda.
Really?
Do you want to bet? 7.5 points for Honda. 7.75 points. So let's have a look. Let's have a little look. See if we can find that while we wait. Where are you? You're that far down. I can't find you.
27th.
Where am I going?
24th.
26 points.
So Gas more.
Yeah, only 10.
Gas has got more.
Yeah. Gas have got 10 more.
He needs to get Gas in. He needs to get out thingy.
So that summarises the MotoGP Fantasy League. So again, this is a bit of a bumper episode. Next, we're going to cover the Bemsee Snetterton Ninja results from Zach Weston.
Yeah.
So I've got a brief rider report for race 1, race 2, race 3, race 4. Fantastic going to see Zach there. We're really good at going to support him. First time we've ever been to Snetterton as well. Quite a decent track for viewing. Really enjoyed it actually. Good weekend.
Yeah, good weekend.
Mixture of weather, raining.
Mixture weather, yeah. Went
really nice.
Riding around at night and we came in and it was.
Oh gosh, yeah, I can remember that.
It was bombing it down and I came in and I was literally like soaked to the core.
Soaked to the core.
Reactor.
So really good there. Hudson was there. Hudson and Luca like Zach helps out Hudson and Luca loads.
Yeah.
So kind of returning the favour, but it's really good as well, like going there. It's good seeing how like a little bit of bigger bike racing works. Absolutely rammed paddock. Hugely rammed paddock. Think about how many people were further down as well.
We were on a massive like road, a straight road all the way down to the entrance, which you come over the bridge,
packed.
And it was packed, and it was just sidecars like the side of this road. It was like bang straight.
4 races, loads of racing to watch. A couple of the people that we knew that we've come across before. So Harrison. Not the Harrison that we know from flat tracking, but another Harrison. I think he rides in BSB. I don't know if he's a BTC rider, but he were there. Harrison, McKay.
Okay.
It's McKay.
It's ringing a bell.
Desai's the one that we know from flat tracking.
Yeah,
McKay.
So it's Harrison McKay.
I bet you would see him. At BTC. Anyway, so we will go into the race report. So we've actually got an upcoming vlog coming out for this as well.
Yeah.
Again, we're trying to keep things momentum on and whatever not, and all of a sudden I've got 5 vlogs that I need to edit. We will go into this in the race report. So Hudson's helped us write this because we've had to remember what happened. Like Hudson and Zach were like Hudson and Luca were there like spotters going out on track.
Yeah.
You didn't even watch a single race with me all weekend.
Yeah, me and Luca.
Not one.
Yes.
Not one at all.
So I had a phone rack on my handlebars, and then I had my binocular in my my bottle holder underneath. And then me and Luca go to ride like right to the end of the hill, and we went right to the top, and he had his binoculars and I had like my telescope, and we'd look round and watch him. And
Next time, we forgot, didn't we? Can you remember what we found, like, right at the end of the weekend? We found the walkie-talkies, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which would have made it easy. I know everybody's got
it,
mobile phones, but it would
Yeah.
have made it a little bit better with walkie-talkies.
Yeah, if me and Luca would have had then, it would have been a bit better.
So we will eventually roll into that. So into the Bemsee Stetson Ninja results. So this class is like a mixed class. So there's Ninja 400s, which are the seniors in that, or Ninja 300s, I think the seniors as well. And there's also outright juniors in this class. So after getting second overall and first in class in qualifying, Zach started the race on the front row. He had a great start, but unfortunately, I think it was 2 or 3 turns in, he got taken out by a rider. A few riders actually come off because it were a bit dicey conditions, weren't they?
Yeah.
The race was red flagged. Everybody was okay, but the race was red flagged. Zach managed to get back to the pits. We tried to frantically fix the bike, but unfortunately, Zach couldn't get to the scrutineers in time, and he probably missed it by like 2 minutes. So he got to pit lane, and the race has started. So he were intending on trying to start from pit lane. You have to have your bike checked over after you've had it crashed, which is right. And he missed the start by probably 2 minutes. So we fix. Well, I say we. I only fixed the screen, but you guys were cleaning up mud off the bike. We did the screen, didn't we?
So you, Zach, and Luca did the screen.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it were Nick and Steve on the peg because the foot peg were like
snapped, so they got a new hanger.
Yeah.
So we're super stressful. Oh my gosh. Wow. But good in hindsight to what happened. So we fast forward to race 2. So race 2, and again we've said this, and it's coincidental that we've kind of done this weekend for us. That when we were there, what did Zach do? It's done. Never like moped around about it.
Yeah.
It were done.
Yeah.
And then we've done exactly the same our weekend there. What's done is done.
What's done?
You can't change anything. Let's go again. And that was Zach's mentality a couple of weeks before in this race. Like, he weren't moping around that night. So they were, that evening, or for rest of the afternoon. Anyway, the races got pushed and pushed and pushed, and there were a few more delays, a few more crashes because it was a bit dicey weather. And race 2, which Zach was ready to go out next, got moved to the morning the next day.
Yeah, so it came over like
he were ready. He were ready to go.
He were ready. He were like, yes, here we go. You're in mental state, and then it came over like the phone tannoy and the tannoy, and it were like, it looks like race 14. I think that was the number.
Yeah, something crazy.
Is gonna be moved to
First race tomorrow. Which that's good, you know what I mean. But yeah, I would say we're like up and then down, like to feel that probably Zach wanted to really, really race there.
Zach were like, he was ready. He was.
Yeah, that must be good.
Ready to
but again,
go out there.
Obviously, it didn't really affect him, as we'll pan out through the race report. So the next day, Zach was warm up. And the first raid out, they did a revised schedule. Zach was race 1. So obviously we knew this on the day before. Zach had to start from the 16th, 7th row of the race. And that was because I believe we were the highest polling senior. So there were that many people that didn't finish. They lodged it back, I think, to qualifying time to decide on where you were. Because I think there were like 10 people that come off.
Yeah,
so there were 10 people that didn't lodge times, but Zach had the fastest like junior time or in qualifying.
Yeah.
So they had to say, right, well, the fastest rider from qualifying, because nobody's lodged the time, is Zach, and so he got fortunately up the grid a bit.
Yeah.
But he was still row 7, so
still quite far back.
He had to. His objective were obviously progress up as best he could. And set him up basically better for a better race 3 and race 4, because we're obviously difficult to start from there. Zach seemed to have had a little bit of other ideas, and I'm saying that was the objective. That's what I thought his objective would be. Not that I were involved in any type of tactics or talking to him. But you would expect, well, he's just going to try and do his best in this one, progress a little bit up the grid. And Zach had other ideas. He made a fantastic progress, getting into a podium position, and he was taken. Podium position in class, by the way, and he was taken on the last lap for 3rd in class, which he were actually, I wouldn't say deflated about, but we were a little bit gutted that he'd lost 3rd in class on the last lap.
Me and Luca were like, yes, no. Like, it were on last lap, it were like guttering, but hey ho, with his mentality again, he was like, here we go, we're going again for the last 2 races.
Yeah, it progressed really good. So into race 3, this time, obviously nearly 10 positions up the grid, he was starting in 8th position.
Yeah.
Great start, he was in the mix and eventually getting up to first in class, and he took the win and he come 3rd overall racing with adults as well. It was fantastic for him to get a win over the weekend, which were kind of 2 races wrote off, but to get a win, I wouldn't even say 2 races wrote off, because like 4th, like in bad. Is it really, considering that you had to start as far back as you did?
Yeah.
And it set him up perfectly for race 4. So in race 4, starting back on the front row, Zach had one objective. It was to secure another win in class, which is exactly what he did. So that were a drama-filled weekend. Was that more stressful than watching us racing?
No.
Or is it more stressful when you're involved? But it were stressful.
Yeah. I did feel sorry for him because he did get thrown like right in deep end first race. I was like, no. But he fought back and he got
2 wins.
2 wins. So
2 wins in class.
Good haul of points.
Decent, yeah. Really decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting watching that. Second time we've gone to Bemsee. We will be visiting Bemsee again over this season. I think we've got I forgot when the next one is, but yeah, we'll definitely be going again. Really good watching him. Really amazing watching him. I mean, them ninja. Oh yeah, another fun little thing that we had to do. That we had another bike that we had to go and take to be dynoed. So I rode the bike through the paddock to take it to be dynoed. I just thought I'd point that one out. It's first time I've rode a road bike for years.
He absolutely loved it. So he rode down.
We loved the scooter.
We loved the scooter, and then he got the permission to ride down this. What were it? We're at 400.
400 that way.
So he rode it down. And he was like, he stopped him. Did you stop him first?
No, I got in second.
He set off in second.
I set off in second first time.
Set off in second because you didn't know how to do gears, so you rode it down.
No, you've just taken Mick now. Well, anyway, we'll move on from that.
You rode back, and then we said about the quick shifter, and you were like, oh, I'm going to try that out. So you
get a little bit. We couldn't get quick shifter. Weren't working.
No, it weren't working, but you rode down like the near
proper
the
main roadish
bit, and you could get a bit of speed. Not that fast. It was felt fast, yeah, but
900 mile an hour.
Yeah, I was following on Luca's bike, like whoa.
Yeah. That puts it right into perspective, doesn't it? That Hudson and Luca were following on the push bikes. So another fantastic weekend and a jam-filled podcast, longest one that we've had to do for a while, but we needed to get everything in there. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've been having amazing numbers on the last few podcasts, which has been really good. Sorry for the delay on not getting this one out until today. If you'd like to like and subscribe, leave a review if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe on that, or whatever you need to do on there. Hudson's social media is HKC217. Smash any of them wherever you like and follow.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter,
Snapchat, wherever you find it. Got plenty of little videos and clips, and you'll be able to see that clip that I'm on about where Hudson's amazing start from his British mini bike race. So on that note, we will see you at the next one. Don't forget to head over to Hudson's channels. We're still doing the vlogs. We're just a little bit behind with the videos.
Yeah.
We've got 2, I believe, in the can.
Yeah, 2 in the can.
2 in the can waiting to come. So we've got upcoming, and we will do them in order. We've got the Snetterton blog, which is what we've just been talking about there, and then we've got the Rowrah Round.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you at the next one.